Good morning, everybody. We're back here where we put the new pipe in the pond where that had failed, and now we have to get a trench here. I don't know if you can see it or not. The irrigation pipe goes down there. It works off gravity, so we've got to get that in, and it's a long ways down there. So I've got to get myself a bench to where I can actually reach and make everything work. So I'm going to get myself a bench down, and then we'll start digging a trench, I guess. All the floods last year just brought all kinds of debris down into the pond, so we got to get that cleaned out at some point. So probably a little, not this time in, but at some point. So, well, let's get digging. Kind of see how far I can dig before I have to bench myself down. Absolutely, positively is nobody getting in this trench. And even this stuff is dusty. Pipe. Oh, that was our old bypass pipe. We're getting some moisture. Concrete. Okay, I am going to set the laser up and see what I have there. I think I'm pretty close. Okay, laser time. Let's go a little further. All right. Well, I was going to have to bench myself down, but I might actually get it done here without benching myself. At least to run level. 2-foot bucket probably would have been better for this. My 18, my thumb is as wide as the bucket, and then when I get up to my hoses and stuff, I can't dig this deep with the 18-inch bucket. It's kind of like the 12-inch bucket for the 40. That be firm. Wow. Hope we don't find a bunch of buried concrete in here. That would be unfortunate. Really hard to tell grade that far down. So I get out here in the thicker part of the dam here. Drop a tape measure down there and see how deep we actually are. Years ago, I was working with somebody and we were putting the underground in on a new business, and we were, I think, 15 feet down, and that was just really hard digging. But we had a trench box, but it just wasn't working that well. We really needed 2 of them. And so we worked down in that trench without any trench boxes. And I remember running the compactor down in there. And I remember looking up, all the way up there to the surface, and just having a very uneasy feeling that if anything collapsed off that, I was pretty much instantly dead. Not one of our smarter things that we've ever done. There's no way I would do that again. Which, I mean, it was concreted river rock, and 45,000-pound excavator was barely digging it. So it really didn't seem to have much cave-off potential, but you can never be sure. Alright, I'm going to check grade on that, and we'll continue on. This is actually going better than I thought it would. Probably better not put dirt any closer to myself, because I didn't think about my laser has to shoot through here, so maybe it's time to start putting it on the other side, other than I got to get out of here. Once I get back here, we'll throw a tape in there and just see what we has. Talked to my friend Mike with Wilson Forest Lands last night, and my project there where I've been doing all the clearing and taking the trees out and stuff. We're have to buck all the stumps and the wood out. Another friend of mine is going to bring his self loader and take the firewood away. So we're going to do a video together. It's probably going to be September though, because he wants it to cool down before he has to do all that chainsaw work, and I don't blame him. I've got AC, he doesn't. So I'm going to just lift the stuff out of the piles, hold it out there to where he can trim it off, and then I'll deck it up and throw the brush in a pile, and shouldn't really take too terribly long. Squirrel running out across there. Chunk that off because that just looks like a potential cave off situation. And my neck's gonna hurt looking down so much. Need somebody down in there with a flashlight. Now that the sun's getting brighter, I'm really having trouble seeing down in there. Then you throw a little dust in the equation, and I really can't see anything. Crawl out there very far, but I need to get that a smoothing because I had stuff fall in there. Alright, let's take a shot again. I'm gonna get my exercise today. I think that's about as far as I'm going to be able to. I don't really want to get over that edge. Don't really want to get over that edge any more than that. Actually, a little bit further over it than I would like to be. I think I like the idea of trying to get the pipe put together up to this point. And then me backfilling, and then me digging from the other side. I don't know if that work or not. I just don't feel comfortable straddling that trench where it's so deep. 3-foot trench, if it caves off, you just kind of tip over on your side, and it you don't really go anywhere. It just kind of maybe gets you stuck a little bit, but trench like this, it caves off and you're going to go in it. And this isn't the most stable stuff. Same reason I wouldn't go in that trench is the same reason I don't really want to straddle it. At the highest point here on the dam, we're just a touch over 10 feet deep. I just measured it. I might be burying mini pearl over there. Last little section I'm going to have to dig from the side, and that's going to make a mess. All right, we'll keep at it. Trying to keep dirt from falling too far down the hill, so I will still be able to reach it. Let that stuff run too fast, and then it goes way further than you can reach. There they went. I hate this because the trench, pretty nice looking trench, and then, but you're just going to cover it up, but still. Come on, get in there. There we go. Nice clean trench, and then this is just going to have this big blown out looking area. A lot of dirt coming out of that trench. Oops. All right, we'll keep at it. Got the thumbs up. We've got the pipe in, so I'm trying to get it kind of set before we put another piece on, because it's pushed into a screen in there. And if we start hammering on it, it could push it too far into that screen. want to get any closer to that edge. Already marginally closer than I want to be. Beautiful dirt. Kind of hard to believe that it's got a lot of moisture in it, so it probably don't seal that good. There's just constant water coming into the pond, so when the head gate is boarded off, it man, I put a lot of dirt in that spot. When the head gate's boarded off, the water just kind of outruns the leakage. Kind of thought by now I would be seeing dirt. Takes a lot of scoops to fill a 10.5-foot deep ditch. There, I'm starting to see it build up. Away from there, because he's going to be down in the ditch, and I don't want the weight of the machine sitting there. Plunk. Okay. Go. Oops. Be nice to have some compaction on this, but as deep as this trench is and no trench box, there's no way I'd get down in there with a compactor, start vibrating things around, because this stuff, well, you can see how sandy and loose the material is. It's just would not be safe to be in there. It's not safe to be in there anyways. I've got this one end opened up pretty wide to where I've been going in there. It's probably still not a good idea, but I've got it kind of tapered off and everything, so I didn't want them to go in there, so I did. I had my bucket propped up against the bank to give me a false sense of security that everything was okay, you know? I may have told the story before. I had a customer, he moved away. I actually miss him. I actually always enjoyed working with him, but we were kind of developing a spring, so I had dug with the 40. Actually, at that time, I almost think I had my 121 still. I don't think I had a 40. No, I had my 121 still. But I dug about a 8-foot ditch, 7-foot ditch, and I was having troubles with it caving off. It was just very unstable ground. And he told me that he wanted to go in there and check it out. And I told him, no, don't. Well, he pretty much told me that it was, he wanted to, he could. So he did. And he went in there and milled around for a little bit. And I am not exaggerating, he had been outside of the trench for a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, and about a 20-foot section slabbed off the side, about a 3-foot slab caved off, and I mean, it shook the ground. It just went thud. And then he got all upset that he had been in there. I'm like, well, that's why I told you not to go in there, but just I told him, you go in there and that caves off, you're dead. There's no maybe about it, and there would be nothing that I could do to help him. So it worked out, but I sometimes wish people would listen to me on stuff like that, because when it does happen, you don't get a second chance. All right, well, I'll get over there and start filling on that other end. Our compactor that goes on the machine would be nice. Trying to buy one for the 40. Probably be better to buy one for this, but just like today, I would have had to have made another trip because I don't have room to carry any attachments on the truck. Got a place to carry my 18-inch bucket and my 36-inch bucket, but anything else would have to be put on another truck or a trailer. Boy, the thunderheads are really building over towards Medford way. This is definitely going to settle some stuff. Where we put the 40-inch culvert in, it really didn't settle, but I walked it in with this, kind of brought it up in lifts, and I'll put a track on it and try to compact it some, but got it way too thick for that to really compact all the way down. So at some point have to come back and kind of do another grading. All right, we'll keep that. We're gaining on it. Kind of nice being able to be in the shade for a moment here. Even with the AC, the sun beating through the windows is getting pretty warm. Packing with the bucket doesn't do a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, when I first got here today, I had forgotten how far that pipe was down in there. I really thought I was going to have to bench myself down to reach it, but we got it. Yeah, I don't know how much compaction that's actually given, but like I say, it's got to be a little bit better than nothing. I did that on the end of the culvert there where I couldn't get out and track on it, and it really didn't. I mean, it settled maybe 1.5 inches, maybe. I'm sure it settled that much. Hope I'm gonna have enough dirt. And it's still pretty thick right there. Compactor wheel would be, well, I say it would be nice, but it'd be kind of a pain. Because switching, putting a little bit of material in it, and then having to switch attachments just back and forth, that would get pretty old. I don't think I'd care for that. All right, we'll keep at it. kind of got a little divot there. Oh, that was not what I wanted. Or maybe it was. Well, maybe it was what I wanted. I just thought that wasn't what I wanted. And we're gaining on it. Trying to get all the water to go through our new pipe because we've got to do some concrete work and stuff in this on that head dam there, so whatever you want to call it. After he gets work done on the concrete here a little later in the year, we're gonna come in here and dredge this out again. I did it 3 years ago, I think. There was a video. Actually, I think I was in here for 3 days because I was hauling all the material out. Also did the review on the 40 when I was on this job, so. Pretty sure I'm gonna get it dredged out a lot faster with the 80 than I did the 40. All right. Bucket out. I think it's mostly going through the pipe, but I still see some going through the big pipe, so. All right, back up top. Well, we got that dressed up. Doesn't look too bad. Could have used a little more dirt to fill this in a little more, but grab some out of the pond when we clean the pond, but yeah, water running out of our pipe. Still got water running out of that pipe too, and we don't want it to, but I'm not sure a 4-inch pipe's going to handle that flow, but it might. So it's pretty cool how the irrigation from this works fully from gravity. Pond hasn't been full in several years because the main pipe went bad and blew the dam out and stuff, so yeah, got that over to that. He does a little bit of, or over to that, but he does a little shovel work. I think he can get the water stopped going through the big pipe. So, well, we're gonna get loaded up and go head home. Boy, the thunderclouds are really building up there. I don't know how the camera's showing it, but there's a pretty good chance of lightning today, and we don't. I love a good thunderstorm, but yeah, we got Good one building there too. Love a good thunderstorm, but right now if we don't get a lot of rain with it, even if we do get a lot of rain with it, it always starts fires. And as dry as it is around here, we don't need the lightning. So, well, everyone, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit that like button, and really helps the channel out. Appreciate it. And go check my website out, reberpuredirt.com. I actually sold 2 hats yesterday, so thank you for your hat purchase. I appreciate it. And we've been selling pin defenders pretty regularly, so yeah, everyone have a wonderful evening, and we will catch you tomorrow.